All right, friends, for this video, you're going to need your notebook, which should have your conversion sheet in it. You can get this chart that I gave you in class and this little half sheet. Go ahead and get a pencil, scissors, and glue stick also. If you don't have it, then you can take care of that when you come to class. All right, the first thing I want you to get is this sheet right here that I gave you in class. And what you're going to do with this is you're going to keep this in your red folder. This is going to be the one that you're going to use at home because you're going to be taking this other one back and forth to school with you when you take your notebook. Because remember yesterday I told you, or today I told you we're going to tape it in our notebook. So this one you're going to have at home and it's going to have everything that we've covered so far. So we've covered so far inches, feet, yards, and miles. So what I'm going to do on this one and you'll see on the top of this side, it says customary units, but where it covers the inches, feet, yards, and miles, I put customary length because these are the customary length ones. So go ahead and do that, and then you're going to put it in your red folder so that you have it from now on. All right, now this one you can take out and just set to the side because we are going to be using it. Then go ahead and in your notebook, turn to the next two clean sheets, which should be 108, 109. And then go ahead and get the small sheet. And if you have your scissors, you can go ahead and cut out the square around the outside so that you have the square like that. So go ahead and do that real quick. All right, we're going to start on page 109, and I want you to title it Converting Units. Sorry, it's a little blurry. Go ahead and pause and write that down. All right, so for converting, it can also be called conversion. So it's the conversion of units, converting units, or just to convert. They all mean the same thing. They mean you're going to change from one unit or form to another. So kind of like I said today in class, we're changing our units. So you might be changing inches to feet. You might be changing feet to yards. You might be changing yards to miles. So go ahead and write that down, and then we're going to do a couple examples. All right, so the first example we're going to do is 1 foot equals blank inches. And this is where your chart is going to come in handy. So if I look on here, it tells me 1 foot equals how many inches? 12. So I know, ooh, that flung away. I know that 1 foot equals 12 inches. Now, it's not always going to be that easy on a chart. So I'm going to show you one way of some things that we have already done this year that could help you. So make sure you have that written down. All right, so if a question said, I have 6 feet of yarn, and I wanted to know how many inches that was, I'm going to show you one way that we can do it that might help you. I'm going to make an input-output table. On one side, I have my feet, and on the other side, I have my inches, because here it's talking about feet, and here it's talking about inches. Now, my answer is looking for what unit? Is it looking for feet or inches? It's looking for inches. So I'm going to circle this side of my input-output table because that's what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for inches, so I'm going to be focused on this side. So we know that 1 foot equals 12 inches because that's on our chart over here. So that's where I'm going to start. 1 foot equals 12 inches. So if 1 foot equals 12 inches, then 2 feet is how many inches? 12 more, so that would be 24 inches. So 3 feet would be how many inches? Well, if I had 24 and I did 12 more, that would be 36 inches. Now that's also doing 1 times the 12 inches from here. 1 times 12 is 12. 2 times 12 is 24. 3 times 12 is 36. So I'm noticing that my rule is multiply by 12. So if I'm looking for 6 feet and I multiply 6 times 12, how many inches would that be? Go ahead and do 6 times 12. And you should have got 72 inches. Because if you do 12 times 6, 6 times 2 is 12. Regroup my 1. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. So it's 72 inches. Now I'm going to give you an example of one to do, and you're going to do it on your own. So pause and make sure you have all of this written down first. All right, so I want you to do 4 yards equals blank feet. So you need to use your chart from over here. You're going to come up here to the top. You're going to look at your conversion chart. I dropped my glue stick, sorry. Use your conversion chart to help you. Then you're going to make your input-output table and see how many feet are in 4 yards. Do that, and then we're going to check it. Okay, so if I look at my chart, 1 yard is 3 feet. So I'm going to make my input-output table. I know that 1 yard equals 3 feet. So I filled that in. 1 yard equals 3 feet. Now my answer, I'm looking for feet. So I'm going to circle the feet column because that's the one I'm going to be focusing on. So if I have 1 yard and that equals 3 feet, then that means 2 yards is going to equal 6 feet. So then 3 yards is going to equal 9 feet. So that means 4 yards is going to equal 12 feet because I'm multiplying by this 3 each time. So 4 yards equals 12 feet. All right, go ahead and pause. Make sure you have all that. Then you're going to come over here and title page 108, Steps for Converting. All right, on the Steps to Converting page, you're going to go ahead and get your square that you cut out earlier, and we're going to go ahead and glue it down at the top because then we're going to do some examples at the bottom. So go ahead and glue that down. All right, so go ahead and write examples, and we're going to go through and we're going to use these steps for converting. So this is just another way to convert. So you can use input-output table, which could be easy for you, or you could do these steps here. So we're going to do the same example we just did on the other page. So give me 2 seconds to write it. Now, although we already know the answer to 6 feet equals blank inches, I'm going to show you how to use these steps. So what you're going to do first is you're going to circle the units. So circle both units. I have feet and I have inches. So you're going to circle both units. Then you're going to identify the small and large units. So out of feet and inches, which one is smaller and which one is larger? Well, inches is smaller and feet is larger. So I'm going to label those. Then I'm going to underline the given amount and draw an arrow to the unknown amount. Well, the given is 6, and I'm drawing an arrow to the unknown. Then I'm going to multiply based on my chart again, and then write my answer. So you'd still use the chart and write your answer. So because I'm going from large to small, I'm going to multiply. So I did, if 1 foot equals 12 inches, 6 times 12 is 72. So it's 72 inches. Now, if it was reverse and the inches were first and then the feet, then I would have divided. And I'm going to show you some of those tomorrow. So make sure you have all that tonight, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night.